All right, that was then. This is now Chapter 8 quiz. Number 1. Mark is waiting for Brian after work and knows that Brian will want to look for M&M. What is motivating Mark at this point? A. He's worried that Brian will be mad at him, and he realizes that he and Brian have been growing apart. B. He genuinely cares for his friend and wants to help him solve a problem. C. Mark is trying to get back on Kathy's good side because he knows that Brian would appreciate it. D. He wants to find M&M because M&M owes him money. Mark is motivated by his own needs at this point. So in order for an answer to be correct, remember that both parts of the answer have to be correct. 2. Which of the following quotes could be used to provide evidence for this claim? Brian is getting serious about Kathy, which is new for him. A. I always had a love him and leave him attitude. B. After I dropped Kathy off at her house, I headed for Terry Jones's place. C. I picked Kathy up at the hospital. D. Hey, Kathy, if I got a ring, would you wear it? 3. How is Tim Shepard described on page 126? Use a direct quote to characterize him. Use proper punctuation as well. So quotation marks, parentheses, author's last name, page number. Make sure to capitalize the H. Make sure to use a period. 4. How does Tim Shepard's description affect the tone, mood of the scene? So you can use this to help you. Because Tim Shepard seems to be, we feel a sense of as a reader. 5. Brian tells the Shepards that Angela's hair was cut and that he was the one responsible for it. He leaves Mark's involvement out of his explanation. What does this choice prove? A. It proves that Brian is just trying to lie to the Shepards. B. It proves that Brian is trying to take responsibility for his actions, even if he was just present and didn't commit the actual act. C. It proves that Brian is trying to play more games with the Shepards and confuse them about what happened. D. It proves that Brian doesn't care about his own welfare and that all he cares about is if Mark is safe no matter what. C. Why is Mark so worried about Brian being hurt besides the physical injuries? A. Mark doesn't want the Shepards to come after him now. B. Mark doesn't want Brian to go back to Angela over this. C. Mark doesn't want Brian to protect him. He feels like it should be the other way around. D. Mark is most likely feeling guilty for Brian getting the consequence to his action. 7. The last line of chapter 8 is a description of Mark guarding Brian at his bedside. Reread page 129. What is the effect of word choice here? It makes it seem as though Brian is a prisoner. B. It makes us as readers feel badly for Brian and not Mark. C. It makes Mark seem desperate because all he wants is revenge and he's willing to stand guard in case the Shepards show up. D. It serves as a reminder that Mark still cares about Brian because he wants to protect him. 8. Growing up is a complex series of events. In fact, young people grow and develop at different rates, which can put stress on existing relationships. Provide evidence for this claim by explaining how Mark and Brian are reacting to stressful events differently. So how Mark is responding to stressful events, you're going to have to mention something very specific that has happened, an event from chapter 8. You can even go back into chapter 7 and then explain how Mark reacted, how Brian is responding to stressful events. So when this event happened from chapter 8, how did Brian react? And then how their reactions affect their friendship. So because Mark and Brian, Mark did this, Brian did that, they are not able to manage the relationship. Make sure you provide specific information from the chapter. 9. Extended response. Mark knows where Eminem is and thinks it's fine to leave him in a drug house on his own. How does Mark's decision to leave Eminem alone affect Brian? Use formal paragraph structure, full sentences, capitalizations, periods, grammar, and mechanics. You can use these phrases to help you get started. Make sure you're using transitions in your formal paragraph as well.